Hello, welcome back to another game. We're in against d4. We play this, and then on knight c3 we play d5. Is that right? So d5, d5, takes, knight takes. Yeah. Okay, this is the Grünfeld, isn't it? There was a period where I forgot this is what I was due to be playing. So now here, and takes, and c takes. And then it's like some combination, you play c5, you play knight c6, you play queen a5, bishop out here, bishop g4. You play kind of combination of all these moves in the Grünfeld. I've not played it for a while, and I can't remember what the move order is here. Well, it's definitely not knight c6. Is it bishop d7? But we'll learn. This is how we learn. So the idea is that it looks really appealing for white. And the first time I saw this, I was like, why on earth would you ever want to play this in the black position? You've given white this massive centre, but you basically try and chip away at it and say that it's a bit of a liability, the d4 pawn, particularly when the bishop gets onto g7, making its way down here. It's difficult to hold on to all of it. So white, to hold on to this pawn, has to play like knight here, maybe bishop here. Sometimes they put the rook here to apply pressure. But yeah, if you can force white to move it forward, then you're usually doing quite well. And sometimes I think even black might be able to, or white might be allowed black to take this and then get a queen on here. So some combination of like the bishop goes on here, but then the queen gets access to this diagonal, and with bishop here, sometimes you have to give the rook back. But I haven't really looked at this in a while. The fact that they're pondering my bishop d7 makes me wonder if it was a valid move. Okay. So we can play a6. We can play knight c6. We can play bishop g7. I like bishop g7. And if they want to take, they can't really do that. So that's fine. Could take with the knight if they choose to, rather than the queen. Don't think queen a4 is a move. It obviously stops me from going queen a5 and getting access to this diagonal. I don't remember seeing it as a kind of standard option. So I think they need to do something around this d4 pawn. Yeah, it's a knight e2, makes some sense. I can play a6, but is that just a bit too slow? Should I be playing knight c6? Can they push? Can't do that. Should I take? Should I castle? a6 forces like takes. How do I feel about that position? I think I'd rather castle. Let's see where they're going to put this bishop. No, there's a pawn there if they want it. is the move. I'll take with the knight, or do I want queens off? I think takes is fine. Now maybe I threaten to let take and play knight c5. Just to can't. Still take knight c5. Pressure on this pawn. Take knight c5. Pressure on the pawn. Maybe they play rook over. Takes there. Boom there. Takes. Not a big fan of that. If they're there, check. King can come up. That's less fun as well. Gotta start with b6, but then we're going to castle next. So do I try and take control of the c file and get infiltrated? Yeah, I kind of like getting control of the c file. I think I'll be playing b6. We'll be playing b6, maybe knight c5. If the pawn moves. So imagine they'll castle and they'll try and oppose me on the c1 square. Wow. Yeah, it's probably quite smart, isn't it? Because then they can play like this. So do I go for this maneuver? So I think rook here, rook here, rook here, takes, rook here, rook takes, king takes. I'll have a 2-on-1 over here. Then I'll play this to try and knight here to go up here. My knight's pretty pants, isn't it, at the moment? But where's it really going to? I can't move the pawn. Move the king. I can go there anyway. Is this advantageous for me in an endgame? 2-on-1 on the king side, and the queen side, sorry. I think I'd like to centralise my king a bit better. But if I can... Okay, so they allow it. Check. Check. Check, and I can pick up the bishop, and then I can do something. I've got check here, but I don't think it does much. The bishop king takes. Yeah, even though I've got this check, it doesn't. I can block it with either the knight or the pawn. I think takes, play here, and then walk my king out here. We can take that with the pawn, I suppose. Didn't think that was that fantastic. Imagine I play this next to force the trade off. Or this. Kind of like e6, just to stop. Half stop d5. How does this look into the endgame? I think my 2 against 1 gives me a slight edge, but their king position is far superior to mine. Wasn't expecting the trade. If you go here, I'm playing b6. Can I set check? You got to block with the pawn. Is that something I want to provoke? If the pawn wasn't there, it would be winning. So knight comes here, we'll play beast. Time to come in with our king. Maybe this. I'm trying to think if f5 is any good. We seem to have liquidated down to a very nothing position. You just got to be a bit careful of this pawn, haven't they? So. And about me getting in round the back or something. preserve this diagonal. You've got to be careful about the pawn. You can push it, I suppose. Are these my optimal pawn positions? I think b6. Maybe both b6 and a. b6, a5. Then the king can come in here. I think b6 to stop the knight from getting in there. I don't have to worry about that, but I do have to worry about d5. So I go here, then check, and then here, and then push. Yeah, I don't like this. Do I go for this? I don't know if that's the move. If they push and fix on dark squares, that's good. There's the advantage of their knight, so they can hit both coloured complexes that my bishop can't. But my bishop can go on both sides of the board, but their knight can't. So maybe that's what I need to do, is I need to... They're coming over to this side, maybe I need to do something on the other side. So e takes keeps my pawns intact, but gives them a passer. Should I threatening check? So if I go there then check, so I've got to go this way. This is probably still quite a good move, isn't it? Just there, check there. Because I can't come here, because knight goes there. Now I think b6. We can do this. I mean, if I get the chance to play a5. A5 here. To stop the knight from getting there. We can go here, here. I've got these on dark squares. It's not an easy position for my bishop to defend it. But to attack this pawn, they need to have a knight on one of these squares. Okay. Suppose takes, pushes. Takes, pushes. Gets caught. Suppose takes, then pushes. Takes there, and then I would queen, but takes. So takes, king takes, pushes, there, takes, there, okay. Takes, king takes, pushes, takes, push, there, that's no good. Takes, king takes there, comes down straight away, I create a passer. That must be good for me. So king can't take, so takes, pawn must take. If takes, pawn must take. Push, check, over, there, takes. Takes, pawn takes. Push. Check. Pawn takes, push. Takes, pawn takes. Push, check, over there, takes. Push. Takes. No, so I can't do that. I need to be there so that when he takes I can go there, and push. No, I don't like taking. So I'm not taking, I'm doing that. If you come in with your king, I might reconsider. If you come in with the king, takes, push, takes. King takes, push, push. Yeah, so if you come in, I think you lose. to go there. If you go there, I can block you off there. Also, I also can't go 2 squares at once. Can I go there? Takes there. Push. Nice. Eliminates my pawn majority. Okay. It's a bit of a nothing move. Here. There. Takes. Or there. I think I just want to get off this forking square. I've also got less than 3 minutes. If I push, it's protected, isn't it? It's protected. It comes here. Suppose takes, push, push, check, queen. You could see. Maybe I just have to sit with my bishop, I don't know. Maybe I have to go after this pawn, but it's not so easy to get to, is it? I would have to go like ding. Have to have gone there. Does this work? Takes, push. If you go back, I can push, and I feel like that's winning. So takes, push. Takes is logical, push. There. There. Well, maybe I'll come back in time. I'm taking. Takes there. Okay, so there. If there, then there, and I feel like that's good for me. If there takes there. Too slow. What could be interesting is taking, letting me queen. So takes, and then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 moves, and you can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Can the queen stop all 4 pawns? Would be interesting. I think maybe yes, because my king is close enough to stop your e-pawn from promoting. I feel much better about this position than I did 2, 3, 5 moves ago. So you can stop the pawn by retreating back with your king, but if you do that, push. You can do the same thing. Can you play f4? It's just a draw. F4. Yeah. So maybe here you retreat back with your king. Oh, I can take. If you go back with your king, I take. Can you go? So can I take? And this. I take. You go there. And then. No, I take. You've got to play this whilst you've got the chance. So I think pushing is a draw. So pushing leads to pushing. Leads to. No. Pushing leads to there. Leads to me going here. I push. And you've got to move up to stop me from going. And then I can play f4 myself to stop you from playing f4. Such that I can then capture your e-pawn. Yeah? I play b4. You've got to move your king backwards so that you can cut me off. If you play f4, I play b3 and I go. So you've got to move your king. Your king's got to play one of these moves and then I play f4. It's not a draw. So I play f4. Surely, because if you play f4 we can get a protected e-pawn and that's no good. So I play f4, which I think is the only move. If you take it, then that's kind of done at the onset. On h4, that's no good. I can take and promote this one. If you move your king, I think everything wins for me. Everything has a win. I think even if you move your king back, no, I think, yeah, if you move your king back, I might be able to even take. And you take back, and then I go after this pawn, and then when you play f4, I can take it, you capture back with your g pawn, and then I've got an outside h pawn. Fine, but now you're not going to be able to protect your e pawn. Because the king needs to guard my b pawn. I've cut the connection to the e pawn. His king's just out of the game, so I can pick up the e pawn, I'll pick up the f pawn and promote my f pawn. Whew. Definitely shouldn't have won this. I can just go here, and we can both kill a move, and then I work my way in. Yeah, here, you can go here. So I presume I maintain opposition. There. I can go this way. If he goes here, I can even go after this pawn maybe. Whew. Good win. So let's have a look. So we played a Grünfeld and we got a nice win. Is it the Grünfeld? Yeah. Main line, takes. e4 takes, and I kind of knew the ideas, but not necessarily the theory and exactly what the move order is. Engine likes bishop g7 first. c5 is also playable. This is plus 0.4. So the bishop checks right. Blocking with the bishop is correct. Yeah, and you can do all kinds of stuff. Then you can retreat your bishop and say your queen is now no longer applying pressure. Queen there. Okay, so it says a6. Bishop g7. Still says it says castles. Okay. It says knight takes. Queen takes probably still fine. So slightly favourable for me. It says rook c8. That's fine. Check. Yeah, it's all very not much of a muchness. It liked e5. Why on earth would it like e5? We didn't get e5. Well, is it because then in the following lines I've got something to protect against f4? So is that the idea? So e5. Yeah, what if just takes, and then yeah, I didn't get e5. Okay, this says white slightly better, which is what I felt quite soon. Okay. Oh, excuse me. That was too committal. Plus 0.5, plus 0.8. Yeah, so I can't take. That's the only move. Wow. So this is plus 2, and when I take it, it's plus 3. Why? So b5 plus 4. I thought I was winning. A takes b4. I was gonna go. Move your king. I go. It's just gonna be both queen, and you've got a better structure. You just up a pawn in this endgame, and I'm kind of out of checks. Your king's around my pawns. Well, yeah, obviously didn't calculate that. So they took with a pawn, push. Taking stronger. But yes. Yeah, so f4 is the critical move to kind of cut their circulation, and then from here it's just pick up the pawn and work your way in. Cool, thanks for watching.